What if solutions to the plastic epidemic are closer than we realize? Have you ever wondered how people worldwide are taking action against the global plastic crisis? In this episode, we explore the promising efforts emerging around the world to combat plastic pollution. From grassroots activists to national governments, a diverse movement is rising to meet the plastic threat. Cleanup innovations, bans on wasteful plastics, and pressure on industry are gaining momentum. Though the road ahead remains long, the will to forge a new path is growing. In the oceans, bold individuals are taking on Sisyphusian tasks to reduce marine plastic. Dutch inventor Boyan Slat founded the Ocean Cleanup to develop systems that passively collect trash from the Great Pacific Garbage Patch. While critiqued as unrealistic, his floating booms exemplify emerging cleanup technologies. 19-year-old inventor Fion Ferreira created a method using oil and magnets to remove microplastics from water. Their ingenuity exemplifies how young people are pioneering solutions, even if impermanent, to undo damage inflicted across generations. Volunteer divers are also manually extracting plastic from coral reefs and seabeds. These valiant efforts raise awareness of plastic permeating the seas. But the true solutions must stem the tide at its source on land before debris reaches the oceans. In the policy arena, governments are steadily banning problematic single-use plastics that constitute much of the waste. The first national plastic bag ban was enacted by Bangladesh in 2002 to alleviate drainage clogging from ubiquitous litter during monsoons. Rwanda, Morocco, and other developing nations soon followed suit. To date, over 60 countries have adopted partial or complete bans on plastic bags. Taxes on single-use items like bags and bottles have also gained support for discouraging use and aiding recycling. Deposit return schemes in Germany, Norway, and other European nations have reduced plastic bottle litter through rebates on returns. More governments are saying no to excessive plastics through bold policies. The European Union aims to make all plastic packaging recyclable by 2030. It banned certain single-use products outright while requiring producers to fund recycling and cleanup. Inspired student activists like Greta Thunberg pressured lawmakers to enact stronger reforms across Europe. On the local level, cities like San Francisco banned plastic shopping bags and utensils, with New York soon following. Entire states in India and Australia are phasing out various plastic categories that are plague their communities. Though industry lobbyists resist, the movement to refuse plastics is growing. Grassroots campaigns globally are going straight to the source by targeting corporations producing and promoting plastic waste. Greenpeace's worldwide effort to force consumer brands towards renewable materials represents one such initiative. Activist organizations like Break Free from Plastic have exposed how Western waste gets dumped in developing regions. They enact street protests while empowering community advocacy for environmental justice against plastic producers. Indigenous groups are asserting stewardship over ancestral lands being colonized by foreign plastic rubbish along coasts and waterways. From remote islands to urban capitals, people are actively resisting the petrochemical industry's threat to health and nature. But beyond avoids plastics, citizens worldwide are reimagining society's relationship to consumption and waste. Maker communities host repair events to fix broken goods and prevent discarding. Initiatives like zero-waste grocery stores offer plastic-free shopping. Lifestyle minimalists demonstrate fulfilling lives with reduced material possessions and waste. Visionaries are incubating ideas from objects leased through their life cycle rather than owned to eliminating packaging altogether. Upcycling projects transform plastic debris into new art, furniture, homes, and more, diverting waste while fueling innovation and purpose. Novel social enterprises convert marine plastic into skateboards, shoes, bags, and clothing. More solutions will emerge from rethinking plastic through the ethics of environmental justice and care for the planet's living systems. But this cultural awakening must expand beyond pioneers to masses. We all have a role to play in stemming the plastic tide. Less visible systems-level initiatives also show promise to curb pollution at the root. Extended producer responsibility laws hold companies accountable for their products' end-of-life impacts. New biodegradable and compostable polymers reduce environmental persistence alongside plastic reduction. China's former importing of huge quantities of the world's plastic waste papered over the lack of proper recycling. But its ban exposed broken waste systems and spurred improvements on domestic collection and processing. It also highlighted the excesses of developed nations exporting waste overseas. Technical fixes can only accomplish so much in a multifaceted crisis, requiring change across institutions, economics, and society. But radical imagination is unearthing just transitions towards less wasteful systems and lifestyles. Each action fuels the momentum towards systemic transformation. No single solution will stem the plastic tide, but collectively, our expanding efforts can redirect the flow away from marine dumping grounds towards higher ground. Dire environmental threats often ignite humanity's most ingenious and unified responses. The plastic predicament remains no different. Everywhere, people are rising up to reject a future defined by disposable culture and maximized production for profit over planet. Each small act chips away at the mountain of plastic towering over our blue planet and clears new vistas coming into view. We are awakening from the illusion we stand helpless before forces greater than ourselves. Empowered communities are taking back agency from corporate powers, profiting from pollution and dispossession. Your voice and role matter more than ever to realizing the change so desperately needed. Subscribe and hit the like button to join our movement towards a plastic-free future. In the final episode, we will explore the most promising innovations and solutions emerging worldwide to end the plastic crisis for good. Don't miss second-to-last episode, Episode 7, Hope on the Horizon, Innovations and Solutions, as we look ahead to the changing tides in the fight against plastic pollution. See you next week.